Hello and welcome back to my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV within the Final Fantasy Marathon, and in this episode I will be making preparations for helping Ishgard taking on the dragons of Dravania. But before I go off and to the front lines to help Ishgard, I have been summoned to the Royal Promenade, so let's go. Of course, we know that the Sultana, she wants to dissolve her post and no longer rule as Sultana, but and we've still got Teleji Adeleji being a bitch. That has to be sorted out, but there we are. My apologies for calling you away from your tasks. I had hoped to proceed with these negotiations one leader at a time, but it seems my urgent request for an audience have prompted a gathering of the council. Needless to say, I felt obliged to attend. The alliance leaders are already seated within. Let us join them, shall we?
We are well aware of Ishgard's dilemma, and we agree with your assessment.
Then I trust there are no objections to the Crystal Brave's intervention.
Uldar has none.
Dravania does not object.
The Crystal Braves are yours to command, Alphino. Do what you will. We shall pray for your success.
It was my hope that you would offer more substantial aid than prayer. I know it is within your means.
Do not presume that you have knowledge of our every concern. The Garleans and the Beast Tribes are but two of many. We are not in a position to contribute greatly to the defense of Ishgard, not when our own homes are still under siege.
We dare not leave our interests in Cartano undefended as well. Teleji Adeleji and his ilk would seize control of the territories in our absence.
The enemy is at their gates, and you would cower behind yours?
No one is cowering, boy. We will offer what support we can.
Aye, support. A handful of men and no more.
Would that we could commit more than a token force to this cause. Yet there are others to whom you might turn. The free companies ever want for work.
Ah, yes. The free companies. They're not like to turn you down.
I beg your pardon? You would entrust the survival of Ishgard to sell swords?
Alphino, you need to calm down, mate.
Crises like these are the very reason why this alliance was formed. It is our duty to aid our fellow man.
My duty is to my country and my people. If you expect us to place the welfare of a foreign power above our own, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Lest you doubt,
Can't blame her for
Limsa
that.
comes first, then the alliance, and finally, circumstances permitting, Ishgard and the rest. If you cannot understand so simple a concept, then you have no place at this table.
Forgive me, Admiral. I was careless in my choice of words.
I suggest you assemble a party of elite adventurers, assuming you haven't already. Your fellows served us well during Operation Archon. I dare say they will do so again. If I may, Your Grace, I wish to propose a redistribution of forces. If we entrust the security of Uldar to the Brass Blades for a time, we can dispatch a larger force to Ishgard. Your Grace?
Yes. Yes, of course. Do what you will.
Rawbarn's looking like, I do not trust that.
Is Her Grace not feeling well?
To the best of my knowledge, Her Grace is in perfect health.
I see. Carry on.
So there's a lot of shit still continuing to go on internally, which is not good. Once again, I owe you an apology. It seems you have been conscripted into leading a contingent of adventurers on yet another mission of unestimable danger. But I fear we have been left with little alternative. We cannot well abandon Lord Horshafont and Sir Aymeric to their fate. We must abide by the Council's decision, as short-sighted as it is, and strive to fulfill our roles as Eolzia's guardians. Captain Ilberd, what news? Then the assault is begun. We have but this moment concluded our audience with the Alliance leaders. Move our forces into position. Your unit will join House Durandare at the Still Vigil. Man the cannons alongside the knights and fin the Dravanian horde ere they descend upon Ishgard. I will join you as soon as I am able. Aramir, I would have you and your adventurer allies bolster the defences at the Steps of Faith. Report first to Sir Marcelin at the Gates of Judgment. He will direct you to where you need the most. May the gods grant us victory. You are the appointed captain of the Sellsword contingent, then welcome. There is no shortage of blade work to be done. As we speak, Dravanian skirmishing parties and harrowing positions across the central highlands. I've assigned the Crystal Braves and your fellow adventurers to contain these scattered attacks, and for the present I would have you join them. This is, of course, merely a precursor to the assault of Ishgard proper. The wily serpents seek to divide and confuse our forces. But we will not be so easily drawn out of position. The Temple Knights will remain on the Steps of Faith and continue our preparations. When the Horde arrives in force, they shall face a wall of Ishgardian steel. Report back to me once their advanced skirmishers are slain. Right. Here we go. Shit, I might have stepped in there. Yeah, I did. Oh well. There. Bum 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 Well, there we go. What news, adventurer? The reinforcements decimated, you say? Dravanian devils, damn their scaly hides. Hold fast to your grief and fury, sir. We will avenge the deaths of your fellows in the battle to come. Ere you commit yourself to the siege, you should know that what it is you are tasked with defending. Beyond the gates of judgment lie the steps of faith, a great bridge of stone that leads directly to the city of Ishgard. More than simply a means to cross the sea of clouds, the bridge serves as a foundation for the arcane wards that form the barrier we call Danathan's Collar. Alas, in dispelling the barrier's outermost layer, the thrice-damned witch Iceheart stripped the bridge of its protection, and thus are the dragons now able to land unhindered upon the steps of faith. Should the Dravanians succeed in destroying the remainder of the wards, the winged devils will be free to swarm within the city itself. Needless to say, we cannot suffer that to happen. It shall be our task as defenders to prevent any harm from coming to those parts of the bridge wherein the wards are sealed. 3 yet remain, and we have dispatched our forces accordingly. I would ask you and your comrades to accompany our defenders at the outermost ward. I should hope that includes us as well, yes? The scions of the Seventh Dawn. We could not well stand idly by while the Horde threatens the good people of Ishgard. Indeed, to do otherwise would go against all the Master Louisoir has taught us. As for where we may be of most assistance, I think it prudent we divide into 2 groups. Either and I will join the rear guard. Right, the dragons should reach us, we'll be sure to give them what for. Thank you. All of you, pray speak with me again when your preparations are complete, and together we shall stand against the Horde. This has the potential to be a very fun fight. I hope so. I trust you are ready then, good. Come, let us make for the battlefield. Item level 110. That's fine. Hello. We're all here. Accept the fury into your heart and defend this bridge with your life's blood. So we've got Lucia, we've got Thancred, we've got Ishtola, we've got Vishak.
I shall make it quick.
Dun 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 dun. Don't do anything to Vishak yet. You have to be careful. Horde armored dragon, basically like an Adamantis. Oh dear. Everyone fall back now. Shit. So that's the first ward.
Ether! To me!
Here comes Vishak. not even the strongest one. There's a lot of elves. Jesus. Oh my god. This is a very sick fight. I thought it would be. Got Ida and Pakamino.
No holding back.
What's that? A horde transcending. Oh dear. Yeet. Here we go. Horde Shield Dragon. We've got Astinian ready. Oh, so the dragons are doing good damage. Okay, we avoided that. Come on. Booth. We have to finish it off before the Night's Resolve ends. Come on. There we go. The dragons, they are withdrawing. Victory is ours. One of Nidhogg's greatest champions slain. The Horde will not soon recover from this blow. But what of you, Nidhogg? Why did you not join your minions and make of this battle a slaughter? Have you grown so fond of the stench of your lair? Mayhap you prefer to have your allies fight your battles for you. You have a girl to do your bidding now, do you not? No matter, I shall slay Iceheart and all the rest. But I yearn to spill the blood of a great worm, Nidhogg, and only your death will sate my lance. There we go. Aramir, the dragons are routed. Lest you wonder, the fighting at the Still Vigil was also fierce, but my crystal braves were not found wanting. Commander Levier, Aramir, true to your word, you arrived to aid us in our hour of need. On behalf of the Holy See and the people of Ishgard, I offer you my humble thanks. That I would stay and lavish you with well-deserved praise, I fear I must away to oversee the aftermath of the siege. Not all the dragons are fled, and there are yet wounded to be carried from the field. Pray let us meet anon that I might express my thanks with the proper courtesy. We have indeed achieved the victory of singular importance. With the Dravanian horde thus weakened and scattered, the threat to Ishgard has been greatly diminished. And mayhap equally significant, the Holy See must now recognise the necessity of cooperation with foreign powers. Long have they barred their gates against the outside world, but I am confident that the day will soon come when Ishgard proclaims itself a member of the Eorzean Alliance once more. Much have we sacrificed in our struggles against dragons and primals, the Ascians and the Empire, but step by unfaltering step we march ever nearer to our goal. And as ever, the journey is made with you in the van. The victory you have won this day gives us greater hope for tomorrow. It is a hope that shall sustain us in the days to come, and bear us past the many evils that yet seek to hinder our progress. Yes, we have done well, my friend, and I, for one, would take a moment to savour the enormity of our achievement. The demands of duty, however, allow me time for levity. I must accompany Captain Ilberd back to Uldar and reassign those braves whose squad suffered heavy losses. You, my friend, have earned a rest at the Rising Stones. Pray return to Revenant's Toll and share your tale with Minfilia in person. We will see to informing the other nations of what took place here. Do be sure to give our regards to Minfilia. Yeet. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Yeet, 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 yeet. Aramir, welcome back. Alphino sent word of the siege and, of course, the role you played in ending it. Your deeds never cease to amaze me, Aramir. Thank you. Achievement unlocked. Broken bridges. Let's go. You must be weary, Aramir, and now may very well be your only chance to. Antecedent. A messenger from Uldar arrived with a missive for you. The Royal Seal. Curious indeed. An invitation. On behalf of the Council of the Eorzean Alliance, Her Royal Majesty Nanamo Ulnamo invites the Science of the Seventh Dawn to attend a feast at the Royal Palace of Uldar in honour of Ishgard's recent victory. It would seem we are to be recognised for our part in lifting the siege. You for your valiant efforts at command of the adventurous contingent, and the Archons for their earnest attempts to rouse the city-states. Truly, I find it strange that the Alliance leaders should think themselves deserving of a place at such a celebration. All three refused to deploy their standing armies, preferring to send hastily assembled companies of sellswords, many of whom perished ere the siege began. Are they truly so brazen as to seek to share in the glory of your triumph? But mayhap they simply seek a pretext to meet with the Ishgardians while the mood is yet jubilant. Such an occasion would present a fine opportunity to press for Ishgard's return to the Eorzean Alliance. We have scarce had time to mourn Moonbreeder, and I, for one, am in no mood to carouse, but I suppose we must put away our grief for the good of the realm. Though you were promised rest, I fear I must insist that you also attend. It would be a strange celebration indeed if the victorious hero were not present. Pray consent yourself with the thought that such occasions may bring about momentous change, and this without recourse to bloodshed. Tartaru, if you do me the favour of contacting the rest of the Scions. Of course, Antecedent. And please let me know if there's anything else I can do. Curious, I've never known Tartaru to sigh at such requests. Could aught be amiss? Tartaru is conspicuous by her absence. Tartaru, I believe she just stepped outside. Now that I think of it, she did seem rather preoccupied. Oh, Aramir, it's you. I didn't mean to worry anyone, it's nothing really. Well, it's not nothing exactly, but it feels like nothing compared to the towering trials you and the others face every day. And that's why I should probably talk to Minfilia before things get any worse. You always know what to say, Aramir. I'm glad we had this little chat. Yes, Tartaru, you have my undivided attention. I have been hesitant to broach the subject, what with all the recent excitement, but Aramir made me realise that there's no time like the present, and time is what I'm here to ask you for. I am not sure I understand. If you wish to be excused from your duties for a time, then you have certainly earned the rest, but I suspect that lying abed is far from your intent. You know me too well, antecedent. There is in fact something I've been wanting to try my hand at. Along with the adventurers and the Crystal Braves, the Scions are constantly being thrown into dangerous battles and deadly predicaments. Even Hoary, Boulder and Coltonet have been promoted from guard duty to fill our need to competent warriors. And so it seems only right that I too should acquire the power to defend myself, and others. More importantly, when I return I shall be both your receptionist and your bodyguard. Oh, hey. That's the first time I've always been knocked to the ground by a Lalafell. I've never seen Miss Tartaru so determined. Has aught befell with which I might help, antecedent? Not at present, thank you. Was there something you would ask of me? Oh yes, pray excuse my distraction. An adventurer who was to join us for escort duty was injured while out on patrol, and I fear we cannot properly defend the scholars entrusted to our protection without the aid of at least one more guard. Therefore I humbly request that another adventurer, of the capable kind, of course, be assigned to our party. Very well, I shall consider the potential candidates and provide you with a replacement as soon as I am able. My thanks, antecedent. I'll take my leave of you. Let me guess, it's gonna have to be me. It's gonna be me. The power to defend oneself, and Tartaru has ever been full of surprises. Now that I think on it, I do recall Oriangere mentioning that she had developed an interest in Arcanima. Mayhap she hopes to gain admittance to the Arcanist Guild in Limsa Lominsa. Yes, that will be the way of it. Would you be so kind as to journey to the guild and see that all is well? Aramir, is it true that you agreed to lend us a hand? I was, what did I tell you, Coltonet? Our misfortune has become a blessing, an opportunity to serve alongside the Warrior of Light himself. Need I remind you that we have 3 scholars to escort, each of whom will take a different route? True, but our mission is the same. Separated by malms we may be, but in spirit we shall be together. If such thoughts bring you joy, you are welcome to think them. To more practical concerns, Aramir, we would have you attend to the scholar charged with surveying the South Shroud. He is waiting at Camp Tranquil as we speak. All you need to do is follow the man. He will determine the most appropriate locations to take his readings. In spirit, Aramir, in spirit, we shall be together every step of the way.
Boppity boppity beepity boppity beepy boppa boppa beep bop boop bop bee. Boppity boppity beepity boppity boo. Boppity beepity boppity boo. Boppity beep boppity boo. Boppity beep boppity boo. Boppity beep boppity boo.
Dun 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 dun. At last, the Scions deigns to grace him with his presence. A pity that we have no time for pleasantries. Yep, okay. Let's get the fuck on with it, shall we? I feel like these are filler missions anyway. And here we go. There we go. Yeah, boy. Let's go. No more fucking quests around here, yeah? Of course. Really not interested in this shit, but yeah. Might bear with me a sec. Shit. Trying to find something quick. Right, let's carry on. 55 minutes we've been going. Oh, idiot's there. Didn't notice. Yes, yes, quite high, yet still markedly lower than the historical measurements taken at the end of the 6th astral era. Could the presence of a primal account for the difference? Was there something else? Something else? Of course there was Odin here, but something else. Scion, Scion, come here, I need you. Fear not, my friends, help has arrived. There you are, Amir. Hori and I were worried when you and your charge failed to return at the appointed hour. Gutted like a hog, but not by one, no. These wounds were made with a blade. Doesn't look like he put up much of a fight, either. Nary a mark on his sword or his shield. I've heard nothing of any Crystal Brave operations in this area. What cause had Wilred to come here? What should we do? We will see to the scholar's protection, Aramir. Aye, and the boy's remains. You should return to the Rising Stones. The antecedent will want to know what happened here. And so do I. Among Us. But before we do that, baby, you only want dancing enough. Oh my love, where did you go? Where did you go? Now I wanna know. Where did you go? So we go to the Arcanist. I was going to say Alchemist then. No, Arcanist's Guild. To wait for Tartaru to load in. We're going further down, ignore me. Aramir, what are you doing here? I didn't mean for her to worry. That's the last thing I wanted. Putting an end to such worries is precisely the reason I'm here, don't you see? I, Tartaru Taru, shall become a great and powerful Arcanist. And now, at Mistress Bergheim's behest, must go and complete a special training exercise until we meet again. Bergheim. Let's go up and see what we can find out. Greetings and welcome to the Arcanist Guild. Do you require assistance? So you are acquainted with our newest member. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I fear young Tartary may not be ideally suited to the study of Arcanima. Nevertheless, she would not be denied and goes now to undertake her first trial, a simulated inspection of 3 crates. A simple task, some might say, but one all Arcanists are expected to complete. A thought occurs to me, why not supervise Tartaru's training? You are clearly an accomplished adventurer, and given your relationship with the girl, you seem an ideal person to have on hand. Her trial will be conducted at the cliffs south of the Zephyr Gate. You need only observe at a distance. We'll go from here, it'll be easier. Back in the day when this was the first area I came to do main missions. Oasa seized the pirate's port, where she met her shining jewel. For to bring the smuggler's plans to naught, come to lass whom none could fool. Beat 'em with a backdraft, gut 'em with a gust, deck 'em with a downburst, go carbuncle go. Are those crates to spy? Ah, this must be the true test, but we're ready for them, aren't we, carbuncle? Carbuncle? Come back, Carbuncle, come back. Oh, Jesus. I should have known you'd come, Aramir. You needn't say a word, your face says it all. I know you bore witness to my shame. Betrayed by my own carbuncle and left at the mercy of wild beasts. I must accept the truth, I'll never be a warrior like you or the others. I will inform Mistress Furbergheim of my intention to withdraw from the guild. Arcanima, like so much else, is beyond me. Bum ba bum, bibbidi bum bum bum, bibbidi dum, bibbidi bum, bibbidi bum, bibbidi bum, bum bum, bibbidi bum, bibbidi bum, bibbidi bum, dibbidi bum, bum bum, bibbidi bum, bibbidi bum. To wait for this because I would like to buy the final ring. I need to buy There we go. Oh, Jesus. Let's get to the Arcanist Guild. Back so soon. How fared our fledgling Arcanist? Abysmally, Mistress Ferbergheim, abysmally, as Aramir will testify. I was wrong to become an Arcanist, wrong as usual. I'm completely and utterly unqualified, and I sincerely apologise for wasting your time. Tartaru, if that were true, I would not have permitted you to join in the first place. We must all come to accept our limitations, lest our ambitions lead us astray. However, we must not lose sight of our strengths in the process. For example, your exceptional skill with numbers help you to gain a solid grasp of the fundamentals of Arcanima. Were it not so, you would have struggled even to summon Carbuncle to your side. In my opinion, the Scions are truly fortunate to have such a capable and good-natured receptionist in their service. Would you not agree? You are too kind, Mistress Ferbergheim. Though I could not overcome this challenge, I shall take your words to heart and try not to be discouraged. As fetching as these garments are, I fear I shall never don them again. But I can't go back to the rising stage without something to show for my time away. Wait, I know what I could do. That is, if you don't mind accompanying me for a little longer. Wonderful. Then to Costa del Sol we will go. It's a bit of a gamble, but I'm confident it will pay off. I see. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. Let's go. Yes, this is it. This is where the man of the drowning wench told me to look. There is a certain variety of clam which can be harvested this time of year in Bloodshore. One which produces the most marvellous pearls. Okay. What fortune? I've already found one. Would you be so kind as to keep watch while I work? This should only take a moment. More gold. Well, thought I knew I was right to ask you to come. As for me, I have my prize, a bounty of blood pearls. It's a name for the reddish hue. They were treasured as wards against dark magics in ancient times. I thought I might make charms for everyone, so that no matter where they go, they will always come home. It's sort of the power to defend myself and other people in a way. Right, well, mustn't keep Flamin waiting. There's work to be done, and lots of it. We're to secure provisions for the scions and the limousine markets. So you have an eye for quality, I have a nose for bargains. Will you be heading back to the Rising Stones? If so, pray come... Yep, okay. Farewell, Amir, and thank you for everything. That sounded rather final, didn't it? How about until we meet again? Right. Turn to the Rising Stones because we've done both of these. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Welcome home, Aramir. I gather you found Tartar and Limsa Laminza. My, it sounds as though she had quite an adventure, and while it did not end as she had hoped, I suspect it will prove to be a valuable experience. I dare say she could have managed without our intervention. Even so, I appreciate your indulging my request. Aramir, you are returned. You seem troubled. Did the role of escort chafe so? Wilred dead, mayhap murdered by the 12. How can that be? I will send word to Alphino at once. He will want to conduct a full investigation and send word to Wilred's family. Gods, he was just a boy. Well, who would do this and why? So he mentioned... So we were told that he mentioned to the guy with the scar on his face, I forgot his name, or the tattoo on his face, that he thought something was suspicious and then he just disappeared randomly. So there we are. Though recent events weigh heavily on our minds, we must needs set them aside for now. We are come to a defining moment in Eorzean history. The grand commemoration of our joint defence of Ishgard, the first time in 15 long years that our people have stood side by side with our neighbours to the north to fight in common cause. This may mark the true rebirth of the Eorzean alliance. Failing that, it should at least, very least, serve to bring our nations closer together. We have every reason to raise our voices in celebration, do we not? We have bested Dravanians and Ashians both. Against desperate odds we have fought and won. But the primals still plague us, and the Empire still plots our subjugation, and our triumph, remarkable though they are, were bought at a terrible price. Brave adventurers and allies broken on the steps of faith, and before our eyes in this very room our dear friend Moonbreeder. This is the victory we have wrought, and it is as bitter ashes in my mouth. I would sooner stay here and invite those with more appetite to enjoy the feast in my stead. Alas, it is a royal banquet, and all of our allies will be in attendance. It is our duty to represent a united front, that we might serve as a beacon of hope to all. It seems I have no choice but to take my own advice. I instructed the others to meet us in Uldar, that we might make our grand entrance together. Unfortunately, I had to settle for leaving Tartaru and Lamin alone. If they do not return quickly, they will have to settle for whatever leftovers I can smuggle out of the fragrant chamber. I think this is the end of A Realm Reborn. Off to the big sorry, are we, Aramir? Raise a glass for me, eh, or not? You don't look best pleased, lad. Something on your mind? By the Navigator, Wilred's dead. God damn it, they must know they've been rumbled. I mean, sod it. 'Tis past time we had this talk. After our long conversation, I got to thinking about where certain funds were coming from, so I had to dig around on the quiet, and sure enough, I found it. Seems a fair bit of coins made its way into the Braves' coffers courtesy of a Dodo Consortium, a daft name for a business if ever I heard one, which is what first gave me an inkling that something weren't right. So I went through the ledgers again and found another half-dozen donations from organisations with stupid bloody names. Didn't take long to find the common thread. All were owned by the Mirage Trust. Oh, I'll give you the bastard credit. He showed us up for the amateurs we are. Short of calling one of his businesses the bloody Bribery Consortium. I don't know what more he could have done to mock our rules on financial contributions. The gods only know how many men of the first and third had taken Telechi's coin, but now we know as some of them are. I'd wager me right eye they're the ones what did to Wilred. I can't speak for some reason. The earnest young fool had taken to asking the wrong kind of questions, bound to attract attention, he was. Should have seen it at the time, but I didn't, gods damn me. Still, I don't see what Telechi hopes to accomplish. He hid his scheme with all the care of a drunk pissing into the wind. No, he's cleverer than this, so we need to be clever too. That's the only way we'll ever repay this debt of blood. We'll purge every one of them traitorous bastards from our ranks. And Aramir, mind yourself when you're in Uldar. We're heading into a storm, I can smell it. The kind what will sweep a man overboard and drag him under before he knows it. Something bad is going to happen to set up Heaven's Ward. I can feel it. Here we go. Yeah, I don't trust this one bit anyway. I definitely don't after that conversation.
I mean, if this is going to be truly the end of A Realm Reborn, which I think it is, I'm going to keep on going. Because I'd rather finish it off if it does end up being the end.
I'm gonna fast travel and then pop to the toilet and then try and get this finished. I'll be back in a second. Right, I'm back. Let's go. We've been waiting for you, Aramir. The celebration is due to begin shortly. I had hoped that we might make our introductions together, but Mistress Mamodi has sent word that you are needed at the quicksand. Oh, for fuck's sake. The hero must go wherever he's needed, and according to Minfilia, you are needed elsewhere. Fucking course we are. We will go on ahead, Aramir. Pray join us once matters at the quicksand are resolved. I mean, Uldar's kind of a very shaky place at the moment, and it's where it's being held. It's a bit weird anyway. Give my regards to Mamodi and let her know that I'll call her anon. It just smells like there's a few rats involved in this. Something bad's gonna happen. I can smell it. Do 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 do. My god, there's so many people. And here we are. I appreciate you dropping in on such short notice, Aramir. I know you've got places to be, so I won't waste your time. You're friends with a crystal brave by the name of Alianne, aren't you? Former adventurer, come to think of it. Pretty sure you recruited her yourself. Well, anyway, she came round for a meal not long ago, and before she left she asked me to give you a message. Said if the others end up dragging you to the feast, I was to see you got it before you made your grand entrance. Meet me at the station west of the Coffer and Coffin. There's something I must show you. Short message, I'll grant you, but she thought long and hard before picking those words. Barely touched her food too. Under other circumstances, I'd have thought those signs of a troubled heart, but something tells me she ain't planning to confess her undying love. Oh, for fuck's sake. Let's have a look, shall we? Oh, what if it's an ambush and she's the one that killed Wilred? No, surely not. I don't really wanna know, I don't really wanna stay, I don't wanna go. I got a new 4G's on. I can see the bloody buttons underneath. As you stand upon the platform, your thoughts begin to wander, and all too soon the ghosts of comrades lost and enemies slain begin to file by your mind's eye in solemn procession. Clearing your head, you scan the horizon, but see no sign of Alian. Straining your ears to listen, you hear the chatter of Kickern and the buzzing of Surfids, but no approaching footfall. Sighing, you bow your head only to notice the vial laying at your feet. Aramir, is that you? What brings you out this way? Lieutenant Alian? Why no, I haven't seen her about. Had she come this way, I guarantee we would have crossed paths. I must have passed this spot a dozen times. We're to patrol the city environs on account of the royal banquet. Captain's orders, you understand. Speaking of which, isn't it about to begin? You should be with the other honoured guests, enjoying your well-deserved respite. Aye, pray return to Uldar, Amir. If I chance to meet the lieutenant, I will tell her you were here. Very strange indeed.
O Sultan Tree, hallowed spirit of my line. Through my weakness, the glorious house of Ul has all but disappeared beneath the sands. For want of the strength to raise it up again, it were better that it fall. Forgive me, but I know not what else to do.
So she's gonna retire as Sultana, but very interesting. Right, I reckon you'd head straight to the feast after the meeting with Alian. What's the matter, no appetite? So she wasn't there, but this was, eh? Let's see. Looks to me like an alchemist's file, but beyond that I can't say. Might be best if you hold on to it for safekeeping though. Any road, no use worrying about Alian. I'm sure she'll turn up before too long, and when she does, we'll soon find out what this was all in aid of. Besides, you've got more important things to think about. The parting glass. Judging by Momodi's grin, your star could not rise any higher. Would you believe that? While you were away, another message arrived for you. Well wondered. One delivered by the Sultana's handmaiden, no less. Seems her grace desires a private audience. Fuck's sake. What is all of this? Oh.
You needn't trouble yourself so. Your grace is most kind.
but it is no trouble to me, rather an honor. If your grace is ready, I shall summon the warrior of light.
I am.
Everyone looks to be in high spirits.
With good cause.
A common victory may serve to unite even the most unlikely of allies. You've brought us one step closer to a united Eorzea.
Your modesty knows no bounds, Antecedent. Were it not for your efforts, Sir Emmerich would never have become such a steadfast ally. When he convinces his countrymen to rejoin the Alliance, we shall all reap the benefits, military and economic. I tell you, we are on the cusp of a new era of unity and prosperity. Territorial disputes are all that divide us now, but I have faith that we will find an amicable solution in time. And failing that,
it's of course all too perfect. TV shows, movies, books and video games, all the same.
He will be joining us shortly. A matter at the quicksand required his attention, but it did not sound serious.
Something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. Oh. I wonder what the Sultana wants to actually speak to me about. I mean, we know through the cutscenes, the Warrior of Light doesn't know what she wants to do. No one knows yet. Apart from the three leaders, but... Actually, no, Rawbon doesn't know. Thank you for coming, sir. Her Grace is most eager to speak with you. If you require a moment to compose yourself before your audience, you may have it, or, if you are ready, it would be my honour to escort you to Her Grace's chamber forthwith. Upon proceeding to the Sultana's bedchamber, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Fuck it, go on. If I don't get time to do Darksiders 2, I do not want to leave this as it is, so fuck it. I think this is the end.
Enter. Your Grace, your guest has arrived.
Movie time.
Pray, come in and take your ease.
Bloody charger. Get in your spot. Bastard.
'Tis well that the steps of faith held against the Horde.
And what of the city proper?
We sustained some few losses, but the heart of our nation yet beats with vigor. I am not certain I could say the same had we not received your most generous aid.
An attack on Ishgard is an attack on the realm. We stand together or fall divided.
I'm going to put my feet up. Because this could be an hour before I know. At least they give you a warning. I like that.
Such noble words after the fact.
I had hoped to speak in the presence of her grace, but it seems she has been delayed. That being the case, now would seem as good a time as any. Honored friends, pray allow me to convey Ishgard's warmest gratitude for your part in the defense of our lands. Tis upon the success of this very alliance that my recommendation to throw open the gates of judgment shall be founded. With the blessing of the Archbishop, it is my hope that Ishgard will soon be reunited with her long-estranged sister nations, and that Eorzea shall once more be as one.
Woohoo! But this is where it goes to shit.
Very well.
Is aught amiss?
Nothing to worry about. I shall return anon. You wished a word, Yu Hase?
What the fuck is going on here?
You may go. Your Grace.
You must be curious as to the reason for this private audience. The matter I would discuss, however, will soon make apparent the need for discretion. I intend to abdicate the throne and dissolve the monarchy. You have seen for yourself the storm of turmoil that howls through our streets. The government fails in its responsibilities, and my subjects suffer the consequences of our incompetence. But I will see them suffer no longer. The victory feast shall provide the stage on which I declare the dissolution of the Sultanate. 'Tis mine intent that the ruling class of our golden city should take its place beside the common man in a fair and equitable republic. No more shall this nation bow to the whims of a privileged few. Yet that which I propose will entail the tearing up of this city's very foundations. And even Roban, with all his strength and influence, will be hard-pressed to keep his footing on such treacherous ground. Thus would I ask you to lend him a steadying hand. You who have endured the wrath of innumerable foes are the one hero in whom I can place my trust. Will you do this thing for me? I am truly grateful. More grateful than I can well express. Much of my dread for the coming days has been quieted.
Oh shit.
Your Grace!
Is he framing Aramir?
Her Grace, the Sultana, is dead. Poison in
The
her
vial
wine?
we were given. Ah, shit.
You did this!
Spare us your denials! I see no other suspects, and the room has but the one entrance. I hereby accuse you of regicide. Men, arrest this viper.
So these are all the ones in line
Barring a
with...
few exceptions, we have detained all those with allegiance to the Scions. The Rising Stones is also under our control.
Bastards. So these are in allegiance with Teleji Adeleji. And they're going to frame Aramir for killing the Sultana as well.
And what do you hope to achieve with this mutiny?
Why, that which we have striven for all along, Commander. The salvation of Eorzea.
What is the meaning of this?
Knights from the homeland. This cannot bode well.
Lord Commander, we have received an urgent message from the Holy See. I am grieved to report that your serpentine foes have resumed their assault. Needless to say, your presence is urgently required. These knights have come to bear you swiftly home to Ishgard.
A surprise attack?
We've had no such word from our men, and the timing is most fortuitous to catch us away from the city.
Most fortuitous indeed.
Lord Commander, we must away.
You have been a most gracious host. I hope that I might one day return the favor. Come, Lucia.
What an absolute bastard.
Whatever is going on in there? Ah, the ever-dutiful brass blades. I must apologize, but my dance card is rather full. Another time, perhaps?
Thancred, of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. You stand accused of committing acts of espionage in service to the Garlean Empire.
This is such bullshit.
Espionage? What in the seven hells are you talking about? Ah, if you're referring to that business with the Ultima weapon, then you must understand, I wasn't myself.
Under interrogation, an Imperial prisoner revealed your involvement in numerous dealings with the enemy. We've also been investigating reports that you are a practitioner of forbidden arts. You'd best come along with us.
You invite me to your party and now you want me to leave? I do so detest receiving mixed signals. Come then. I believe I've lost my appetite for this farce of a celebration.
You go too far, Lord Adeleji. By what right do you march armed soldiers into a royal banquet and eject state visitors without her grace's consent? You treat the brass blades as your personal army and show contempt for the throne with your every act. Leave us, now.
Is that an order, General? Mayhap you have mistaken me for one of your flames. You will find I am not so slavishly obedient. As you lecture me on personal armies. As for your outrageous claim that I have shown contempt for the throne, let all here observe that it was not I who feasted while an assassin removed its occupant. I expect this is your idea of defending the nation, is it? This and diluting our forces through these distractions in Cartano and Kurthis. I do begin to see how the ranks of the Immortal Flames came to be riddled with Garlean sympathizers. You are plainly unfit for command.
Wait, goddamn you. Your words make no sense. What assassin?
You mean to say you don't know? We caught the vaunted champion of the Scions in her Grace's private chambers, not moments after the deed was done.
No! No, this cannot be!
Save your breath. You will need it to plead your case. You and your entire order are to be tried for this atrocity. Bring in the prisoner!
This man stands accused of poisoning Her Royal Majesty Nanamo Ul Namo and his suspected accessories to the crime. All members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn will be detained for questioning.
This is madness!
What a pity. Who'd have thought your tale would end like this?
Should you demand further proof, a vial with traces of the substance used to poison her grace was found upon the assassin's person.
How very convenient.
You would speak of convenience? Who persuaded her grace to host this celebration? A diversion which presented you and your confederates ample opportunity to commit the crime, and a crowd within which to fade from view. A more convenient occasion I could scarcely imagine.
How dare you! After all we have done for Uldar!
Hold your tongue, witch! I'll not be ensorcelled. I know all about the dark gift that you and your disciples wield. Oh, yes. I've observed how you worked upon the minds of the Alliance leaders, bending them to your will. And what of your cordial relationship with Sir Emmerich? For years, Ishgard abjured all contact with the outside world, and now the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights treats you with the familiarity of a childhood friend. I'll tell you what I think. I think this desperate defense of Ishgard was but a ruse to deceive us into dividing our forces. Your next move will be to charm your Kurthan allies into invading our lands. Now that is truly ridiculous.
How do you even think of this stuff?
She cannot be dead. Stand aside, Ilbert. I want to see the Sultana.
Spare yourself the pain, brother. I saw her with my own eyes. For a mercy, the poison took her swiftly. Her handmaiden can attest to that.
Yeah, she's the bitch that served it.
This cannot be. Animo. Animo. No!
Plainly, the Royalists can no longer be relied upon to keep our nation safe. And so it falls to the monitorists of the Syndicate to govern Uldar. But should you wish to help us, General, we would be more than happy to entrust the task of planning Her Grace's funeral to you. It seems only right that you should bury your precious Sultana, and we will be glad to be rid of that burden.
I'll bet you will. You more than any man.
Whatever do you mean?
I mean you had her killed, you black-hearted bastard!
What rot! Though I did have sufficient motive, 'tis true. That young lady caused me no end of grief. She always was a most unwilling puppet. I dare say Her Grace was grateful that someone thought to cut her strings.
You would mock her, then mock her from hell!
What?
Yeah, fuck you.
Have you lost your mind, General? It is forbidden to draw steel in the royal chambers, much less slaughter our fellow syndicate members. You're one of them. You've been in league with the Scions all along.
You're next to scheming bastard.
Oh shit.
Oh, Raban!
7 hells!
Admiral, we must leave.
Ah!
How unlike you, old friend. I did not expect to take your arm so easily.
Take the Scions into custody. They have conspired to commit regicide. And arrest this traitor as well.
Ilbert, I hope you choke on their coin.
'Tis better than the dirt I've supped on these long years. We can't all abandon Alamigo and become great war heroes as you have. You are not the man you once were, Ravan. Since that girl strapped the yoke around your neck, you've become docile. She took the mad bull and cut off his balls, and a bull that cannot rot is fit for naught but slaughter. Shall I tell you who really killed your precious Sultana? It was me.
You die! I never doubted you, not for a moment. There is more to this than I yet understand. Flee this place. Clear your names. Find out who is behind this plot. It is the only way. Now go!
And we don't get to see what happens with these two yet. Damn. I knew Teleji would be involved, but causing a conspiracy of killing the Sultana is not what I expected.
Ah, there you are.
Thancred, where have you been?
Avoiding the fumbling advances of some very persistent admirers. When I realized the celebrations had turned sour, it seemed prudent to slip away and take stock of the situation. 'Twould appear that much of the city is already under tight guard. It occurs to me that expanding the Brass Blade's authority may not have been such a wonderful idea after all.
The success of this plan was contingent upon those thugs having the run of the place. Just how long has this scheme been in motion?
The careful preparations, the maneuvering of forces. I am inclined to agree with the General's insistence that a deeper plot exists here.
So, would I be right in thinking we now have an excuse to pummel as many brass blades as we like?
Unless you plan on pummeling them all, I'm not sure that will greatly aid our cause.
The Sultana's assassination was but one part of the scheme. We too were its targets. And though we did not share poor Nanamo's fate, we are yet hobbled by the charges laid at our door. Where now might we seek refuge?
Where indeed, we may safely assume
Ishgard.
that our Earl is thought to have the Rising Stones watched.
Forgive me for stating the obvious, But our choice of destination will matter little if we cannot secure an escape route out of Ul'dah. Happily, I believe I can provide one. Papashan once told me about the passages hidden in the walls of the palace. If I recall correctly, the fireplace in Nanamo's chambers conceals the entrance to a tunnel. It should lead outside the city and allow us to avoid any messy confrontations.
The rest of you, go on ahead. I'll handle this lot.
By yourself? I suppose I shall just have to join you.
Crystal Braves too, huh? Now this should be interesting.
Ida! Papalimo!
We will hold our pursuers here. Hurry, now. Find this tunnel of Thancred's.
Minfilia, we cannot linger.
This absolute bastard. So now you got Lolorito, because Telegi's dead.
Now look what you've done.
Ida, are you all right? There are just too many of them.
I'm fine. I could do this all day. How about you?
Nearing the end of my tether.
This is so stupid. We're the scions of the Seventh Dawn. The ones who stand between this realm and the evil that's trying to destroy it.
And if you think we'll leave the stewardship of Eorzea to the likes of your masters, then you're sorely mistaken.
Sorry I dragged you into this, Papalimo.
'Tis hardly the first time, and I'll be damned if it will be the last.
Oh, okay.
Let them have it, Ida!
I was hoping you'd say that.
I never knew such a watercourse existed beneath Uldar.
The architecture is of the Sildine style, if I'm not mistaken. The ancients plainly foresaw the need for a ready means of escape.
This way!
Well, that didn't take long. It seems these tunnels were not as secret as I'd hoped.
You two, go on ahead. Thancred and I will deal with this.
What do you mean to do?
Only that which is required to ensure that the dawn's light survive to brighten the morrow.
Fear not, antecedent. You haven't seen the last of these fair features.
My friends.
Leave us!
What is the plan, milady? Shall I take the dozen on the left and you the dozen on the right? The odds are not exactly stacked in our favor.
Numbers will count for little when I bring the tunnel down upon their heads. Though I cannot say I relish the thought of being entombed with you for all eternity.
You wound me. I will have you know that many a maid would kill for the chance to spend forever at my side. Now, may I have the last dance?
Well, this is going splendidly. Now would be a good time, milady!
'Tis done. Forgive me, Mitra.
Farewell, Ophelia.
Damn, boy.
Heidelin, she speaks to me. No. I must remain behind, but you cannot stay with me. Please, you must go on. You are the warrior of light. You are hope for the Scions and for all the realm. As long as your flame continues to burn, the light of the dawn may ever be relit. You must escape and save Eorzea from those who would plunge it into darkness. Tis the only way.
Damn, even I thought Minfilia would get out with Aramir, and it would be these two. I'm going to assume we're going to go to Ishgard, and we'll find temporary thing in either Kurthus or Ishgard. But that is mad. That's not the ending I expected there. Is that Alphino?
I am glad to see you safe, my friend. What of the others? Damn that man! Teleji played me for a fool! I thought the Crystal Brave's mine till the very moment I felt the blade at my back.
There will be ample time for soul-searching later. For now, we must put some arms between us and Ul'dah.
Well, would you look who it is? Need a ride? I doubt it'll be half as exciting as the last trip we took. Not if I have anything to say about it.
He's from
anyway.
the first. He's from the opening cutscenes. Holy shit! Literally, what was it? I would have said. I would have probably said something like something cliche like, "Oh, I wonder when you're going to see him again." A few days ago, I thought I remembered him, and I was like, "Shit, yeah, we haven't seen him since the beginning, and we see him right now at the end of A Realm Reborn."
Let's not dawdle, eh? All aboard! I was stocking up on supplies over in Vesper Bay, you see, when your sister come up and begged a favour. Said her brother was having some trouble down in Ul'dah, and likely needed a helping hand getting away. I thinking them ruins would make a fine hiding place, I decided to try there first. And lo and behold, there you were. Aye, and judging by them soldiers as were pouring out of the city, I arrived not a moment too soon. Ha! Must have been fate that we happened to find you there, though, eh?
I had thought to look out for Alize, but would appear she was the one watching over me. I've made such a mess of things.
And who might you be, young sir?
Pippin Tarlpin, Vice Marshal of the Immortal Flames. I had been on the Alamegan front these past few moons, but an urgent communication called me back to Ul'dah. Scarce had my boots touched the cobbles, though, when the streets erupted with cries of assassination. I immediately went in search of answers, and came across Master Alphino here. Needless to say, I did not think his imprisonment justified. The blame plainly lies with the Monitarists. Their greed and corruption are well known to me, but for them to take advantage of the situation with such alacrity...
Was that Pippin, you said? Ain't that the name of General Aldin's lad?
Yes, I am his son. Adopted, of course. 'Twas only as we were leaving Ul'dah that I learned of father's fate. Once I have seen you a safe distance away, I mean to return to the city and extricate him from this madness.
Then you needn't travel no further than Blackbrush. Our fugitives have a friend waiting for them there.
I dreamed of bringing about Eorzea's salvation. But in the end...
Don't beat yourself up, mate. This isn't your fault.
It was I who needed saving.
He wasn't to know. Of course, they were hinting at what I didn't think Teleji would have gained the influence to be able to do that. Them soldiers will keep searching for a while, yeah. Reckon we'll take the carriage back towards Uldar and get the lay of the land. Maybe provide a distraction if need be. You three wait here. Help will be along shortly. Stay strong, friends. The real fight's to come. Alright, let's go. The most unassuming folk can prove to be our greatest allies. That fellow was but a passing merchant, yet he lent us aid without a moment's hesitation or any hint of concern for his own safety, though I can well imagine how a man could feel inspired to risk all in your presence. Father spoke often of you, Aramir, and long have I looked forward to our first meeting. Needless to say, this is not at all how I envisioned it. Master Alphino, you must not give in to despair. Oh shit. Forgive me, Marshal Terrapin, but Alphino, my boy. Sorry to keep you waiting. Hello, Cid. Cid, what are you doing here? Pulling you out of the fire as usual. Your merchant friend told me everything. Truly, then he is no merchant but an angel in peddler's clothing. But tell us, how do you intend to bear our friends to safety? I hid the Enterprise, but a short distance away. All I need is a destination. We must find a place beyond the reach of both the Monitarists and the Crystal Braves. Kurthus, Ishgard will not suffer the intrusion of foreign forces in their territory. That settles it with me, everyone. Not I fear. I must remain here. I dare not abandon Uldar to the Monitarists and their cronies. You may be certain that they will seek to defame you, but here and in the other city-states, but know that I shall do my utmost to thwart their every effort. So defamation is a very serious crime when done in a certain way. It's good that I've done this when, of course, the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial was last year. I saw quite a lot of the trial, of course. You can see what happened when defamation is caused, because I am on Johnny Depp's side as well. I mean, most people should be, really. You know, any attempt to defame someone can make, like, the most loyal people question you, and that's the danger of it. Frankly, I do not expect it to be much of a challenge. The small folk will not turn so easily on the Warrior of Light and his allies, no matter what the Monitarists claim. Marshal Terrapin, I know not what to say. Now that Father would labour to believe, but enough talk. You must go, Master Alphino. Your airship awaits. Up, up, there's no rest for the righteous. Absolute snaky bastards. We should make for Camp Dragonhead and speak with Lord Horshaphont. Mayhap he will know what to do. So this is where we get to go to... Well, now at least I know why you probably have to end up going to Ishgard in Heaven's Ward. Because this is definitely not what I would have expected to have happened. Not quite the way it happened, but 108 minutes. That the Bahamut could have, well, the Binding Collar Bahamut could have triggered at any point during that cutscene and didn't. Mad. Master Alphino told me your tale, Aramir. It warms my heart that you should turn to me before all others, and I shall endeavour to deserve your trust. Alas, the situation here has grown more complicated in your absence. It would be best if I explained in full. Before the dawn. In times of trouble, there are few things more precious than unconditional support. This isn't the end of the... Let me type in what the final Realm Reborn quest is.
There has been word from the capital. Ishgard has weathered another assault, and 'tis said several wyverns broke through into the city proper. The temple knights succeeded in slaying the beasts, but the intrusion prompted orders to further strengthen the guard, and to place the city under a perpetual state of alert. How keenly we feel the loss of our wards at the gates of judgment. Yet we must not bemoan our misfortune. Sir Emmerich is safely returned from Ul'dah, and once more leads the defense of Ishgard.
I'm going to have a look in the background.
As for the matter of your asylum, I am afraid no progress will be made until the threat to our nation is diminished. But do not despair. You are not without allies. You are more than welcome to shelter here for as long as you wish. Pray, think of it as a new headquarters of sorts. The falling snows, or some such. All frivolity aside, any who come here in search of you will receive no aid from House Forton. For once, the Ishgardian reputation for inhospitality shall work in our favor.
That is true.
Agents of Ul'dah will find their every inquiry dismissed, and their every request for entry rebuffed, until such time as their masters have acknowledged your innocence.
Oh, here we go. Before the dawn, this is the last one.
You once fought to preserve the honor of my dear friend. 'Tis a blessing that I may now repay that debt in kind.
This is the final
but let us
quest.
dwell no more on this. Pray, join the rest of your companions. 'Tis bitterly cold this day. I suspect there are those who might welcome the warmth your presence brings.
Well, well, well. So this is it. Upon proceeding to the intercessory, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Okay, well, these are going to be the final cutscenes that see to the end of A Realm Reborn. So, thank you for watching this episode of my playthrough of A Realm Reborn. Final Fantasy 14, sorry, within the Final Fantasy Marathon. And in tomorrow's episode, I'll be watching the final cutscenes to close off A Realm Reborn, now that the Monitarists of Uldar have committed defamation on Aramir and the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. But until then, I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode.